Buju, wago shindagu migizi indodem, gazaga squaji mekag, indunjiba. I'd like to share a little perspective today about health and well-being. All of us as humans are, of course, mortal. We only have a certain amount of time here on Earth, and a lot of things that might impact our longevity are completely beyond our control, whether that's our genetic makeup, accidents, all kinds of things. Good luck, bad luck, blind, random luck of every kind. But there are some things that are within our control. And as we think about all the different kinds of health, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health, all of these dimensions of our health have toxic and positive opportunities and challenges. And although it makes common sense to say limit the toxic and embrace the positive, that's actually very hard to do. And I think we trip ourselves up often because we have issues with shame and with judgment. We're worried, for example, if it's something like taking charge of our physical health and working out. We are so worried about being judged as unfit or, deficient in some way that we feel ashamed to go to a place where we can work out or to go for a run. And then when we do go to places like that and we miss a day or two or a week, then we feel ashamed to admit that we just, let ourselves down. And so this judgment and shaming really inhibits our full embrace of all the different kinds of health. And, you can kind of think about the patterns that we embark on in our lives, kind of like voting. So when it comes to something like exercise, we don't need to win 100% of the votes to be a person who embraces exercise. We just need to keep making those votes. We need to get up and move. We need to do things. And, if you miss a day, well, that's one day out of 365. You missed 10. If you missed the past 10 years, don't judge yourself by the house that you used to live in because you don't live in that house anymore. It's a brand new day. And so by letting go of some of that shame and judgment, it's easier to embrace healthier lifestyles. And of course, some of these things include diminishing the toxic with regard to physical health. That means, addictions, smoking, unhealthy foods, highly processed foods, too much sugar, these sorts of things. But instead of telling ourselves what we can't do and focusing on the shame and judgment part, feeding opportunities and starving problems. So if we give time and see it as an opportunity when there are healthier choices out there and embrace those, then that will constitute more votes for health and longevity. And we can pick up the healthy foods, the good foods, our traditional native foods. And as we develop more and more, habituation to those things, it gets easier and easier to do more of it. Same thing with our physical health. And this applies to our mental and emotional health too. So on the one hand, when I look at my fellow human beings, we are all pitiful human beings trying to figure things out. We all have imperfections and limitations. But we don't all fit into just two simple categories of good people and bad people. And it's not as simple as get rid of the bad people and only hang out with the good people, because we are all deeply nuanced and complex. And so I find that it's really important to be kind and forgiving. If I thought about every time, a member of my family hurt my feelings or did something I didn't like, then I would be all alone. And so finding space and a mental frame where I can say, okay, that person's not a bad person, even if they did something that really upset or offended me. And holding on to rehabilitating, reconstituting relationships, that's a worthwhile practice. But there is a line, and it's different for all of us. So if someone happens to be a genuinely toxic presence in your life, then it's okay to let them go. And that doesn't mean that you're judging them or yourself, but simply saying, I need something different. And it's okay to give yourself permission to do that sometimes. Deciding when and how to release other people from your life is very subjective and sometimes difficult. And so there's a balancing act that requires some introspection and knowledge of oneself. And I believe in, as I mentioned, rebuilding and reconstituting relationships. Even the relationship that I have with my wife, I kind of feel like I haven't had a relationship with my wife. I've had many relationships with my wife, and they've been different. The relationship we had when we were first getting to know each other, when we were newly married, when we were brand new parents, these are all different relationships. And the one we have now, as all of our children are, either out the door or at least in school, and we don't have little babies that we need to be responsible for every day. Each of those relationships is different, even though they're with the same person. And I found with friends, I tend to hold on to my friends, my college friends I've been friends with for decades and still enjoy them immensely. And once in a while, there's been someone who was not a positive force in my life, and maybe were for a long time, but it just didn't work after a while and had to let them go. But that doesn't mean I let go of the positive things that relationship may have given me over time as well. And ultimately, I do believe that we become who we hang out with. And so I often tell people when we are embarking on a quest for physical health, mental health, for a spiritual life, then it's important that we be mindful of who we hang out with. So I like to and gravitate towards people who are positive and happy and struggling like me, but trying to find a way to make the world a better place. I find that when it comes to ceremony, that I am strengthened when I hang out with other people who are trying to lead a spiritual life, imperfect though all of us are. And also, in a spiritual sense, that we can have a more spiritual life when we hang out with the spirits that show up at ceremony. And ultimately, just showing up and going to those places offers us an opportunity to channel that positive energy and to connect and to learn from the people around us. And all of those things strengthen our character and our disposition as people who are living healthy lives. So that's my encouragement for different facets of health. Miigwech. Thanks for watching today. I'm Anton Treuer. Let's keep in touch. I'm active on social media, and my website has lots of information on my books, speaking engagements, resources for the Ojibwe language, teachers, and more. Miigwech.